Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Harding Stadium in Steubenville, Ohio, the site of tonight's WTOV 9 high school football game of the week between Steubenville Central and Steubenville Big Red. It's the 52nd time these two teams will meet on the football field. I'm Bill Phillips, along with the coach, Ty Fleming, and Coach. Big Red holds a 35-15-1 advantage in the series, but tonight, well, that's what I was going to say. It doesn't matter, does it?
Doesn't matter. Hill of beans, Bill. You know, as you were standing here a minute ago talking, the crowd atmosphere already is just so exciting. You can just feel the atmosphere coming down out of the stands onto the field. And these kids, they don't care if their records are 4-0, 0-4. They're going to play football like tonight like they've never played in their lives.
Coach, you're so geared up, you might get ready to come down on the sideline, do a little coaching.
It just gets in your blood. I mean, actually, Bill, you know yourself, we've done a lot of football games throughout the year throughout the Valley, and this is the game. Everybody in the Valley talks about this game tonight. Everybody in the Valley will be watching this one for one heck of a ball game.
It should be a great game. Big Red and Central, that's all you need to say. We'll be back with a kickoff right after this. High school football game of the week. Catholic Central Crusaders, Steubenville Big Red, and Perlowski puts his right foot into it, and it is fielded at the 10-yard line. It's stepping out of bounds at the 10-yard line for the Crusaders, number 25, Josh Bracone, and that's where the Crusaders will start. So, Coach, a little bit of a mistake right off the bat.
Real good for Big Red, starting them down in there deep, and like you say, real bad break for Central to start so deep into Big Red territory off the bat as you look at the Crusader offense, Bill.
Let's take a look at the Crusader offense. You've got the backs and receivers, Claus, Tomochik, Bracone, Marook, Lewis, Clark. Offensive line, Canestrero, Canella, Bracone, Tuttle, and Campana. Up front doing the blocking. Good offensive line, good size. And both teams come in ready to go. First and 10 from the 10-yard line. Bracone will come in motion linear side. Hand off, Brandon Ice, and he is into the secondary now, across the 25 down to the 30-yard line. So they made that substitution. Tomochik scratched from the starting lineup. Ice gets, or that was Tomochik.
That was Tomochik.
All right, so I'm all over the place on the first play of the game.
We'll take a look at the replay right here. Central came out there in a single back formation, brought motion across, and really cleared the middle out there. Good inside trap by Catholic Central to start the game off and get themselves out of the hole, looking at 1st and 10 from outside the 30-yard line.
Claus the pass, rolls near side, and just throws it away. Good coverage. Danny Lewis, the intended receiver for Steubenville Central. We take a look at the Big Red defense. Gian Domenico, Leggett, Fleming, Filtz, Holt up front. The defensive line, linebackers, Pelago, Johnson, Constantini, and the defensive back. Platt, Wiggins, Zapolnik, 5'8", 15. I couldn't talk during the news. Can't talk right now.
You'll calm down.
Well, geared up, Coach. Big game.
That's right. ISO.
Handoff Bracone, and he's ahead for about 5 yards on 2nd down.
We're going to bring up a 3rd and long 6 there, Bill. Central will be back in a passing situation probably, or of course with Benji. Take a look here at the 2nd down play right there. You see the handoff up the middle. Josh Bracone trying to find that isolation block and find the crease off the left side of the Big Red defense, but they put him down there short, gain of 2.
Tomochik in the backfield, lone back, claws the pass, getting some pressure, gets it away, and it's incomplete. Intended receiver number 85 for Steubenville Central, Tom Clark, the tight end. It goes incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down, and Central will set up to punt the football away.
Good protection there by Central right off the bat, Bill. We didn't have any pressure on it, and Benji just kind of slightly overthrew him. The man was open. There was good coverage there by the Big Red defender, but he was a good step behind him. The ball just slightly out of his reach.
Jeff Vag and the Joby Platt retreat back to about their 28-yard line as Benji Claus gets ready to punt the football away. Off the side of his foot, a wobbler. It'll go out of bounds at about the 45-yard line of Big Red. So Big Red gets good field position and a couple of special teams mistakes by the Crusaders on their first possession. One stepping out of bounds on the opening kickoff, and then the punt off the side of the foot of Benji Claus, and it gives Big Red a good opportunity here with the ball at their 45. Quarterback Siciliani, number 14, Perlago, Jones, Platt, Leggett, Hargrove, your backs and receivers. Gianna Minico, Davis, Fleming, Filtz, and Holt up front doing the blocking for Steubenville Big Red.
Single back look, Bill.
Outside and low. DeJovi Platt can't make the pickup. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Coach Reno coming out right off the bat, Bill, trying to spread that central defense out and let the quarterback there, Cincinnati, try to pick up the receivers, and that time he did. Just a little bit of nerves and jitters out there in that first throw. The ball's in the ground.
Coach, as you would have mentioned or imagined, still can't talk. Full house on hand, packed there at Harding Stadium. 10:43 to go, first quarter. First possession for Big Red. Handoff right up the middle for big yards and close to a first down. That's big number 23, Marcus Thorne. A 6 foot, 215-pound junior running back.
Nice call by the Big Red staff there on 2nd and 10, a passing situation. Take a look here, folks, at the lead draw. Watch the other back leading up through for him right there. Brook right past the linebackers, clear. Going to bring up 3rd and less than 1 at the 45-yard line of Catholic Central.
Long count from Big Red. Handoff, Thorne turns up, and he will, whoa, that's going to be close. Depends on the spot, Coach. I think he got it with his last surge, but that will be close.
Nice job there by the central linebacker coming across, scraping across to take away the isolation play there. So take a look here at the central defense, Bill.
Petrozzi, Tuttle, Golick, and Heck, the defensive line. We'll find out if they made the hold there. Clark, Canella, Tomochik, and Bracone, your linebackers, defensive backs. You have 3 good ones, Lewis, Bracone, and Marook. And it is a first down by about a half a football.
I believe that was 66 for Central. Really broke that play up. Canella looked like it was a nice hold there for Big Red. We take a look at it here, coming to the left side of the screen. Watch the white shirt right there, 66. That is him coming across there. Tony Canella from his linebacker spot diagnosed the play and came behind the backers and made it a close call. 1st and 10, Big Red.
Ball at the Central 45-yard line. No score, just started. Game of the week on WTOV 9. Handoff, Thorne straight ahead. Good running inside as he goes for about 6 or 7 yards, Coach, on the tackle, number 65, Dave Heck, for Steubenville Central. But right now it looks like the bread and butter for Steubenville Big Red is just that power game right inside.
Let's take a look at it right here. You're going to see a trap on the right tackle of, the left defensive tackle, number 65, dragging down from behind there, Dave Heck. But real good blocking by the left guard of Big Red on that play. Looked like to me, Bill, that Big Red's going to be trying to do a lot of trapping of the defensive tackles inside with a quick hole up the middle, and then the ends on the outside. There's a trap again.
Thorne, he will have the first down as he spins across the 35 down to about the 34-yard line. He should have it by about the length of a football again.
Again,
they're going to give it to him.
Take a look at it right here, folks, on the right-hand side there. As you see him going up the middle right there, number 71 coming in, making a key block for Big Red. That was Dan Fleming from his guard spot on the backside. And in fact, the Big Red staff picking up in the films, Bill, that the defensive ends there and the tackles for Central are maybe trap bait tonight.
Another long count from Big Red. Handoff, Thorne straight ahead, and this time he's stacked up after a short gain. Petrozzi, the linebacker, in on the play, along with Danny Lewis for Steubenville Central.
Again, Big Red Bill in that play coming out there and just trying to run an isolation. We saw in the earlier 3rd down call out there. And Central looks like they're going to be able to stop their isolation plays there tonight. Look at the jam up in the hole. Just couldn't quite get to the outside there. But Big Red's had success with that trapping game, so don't be surprised if Coach Reno and the offensive staff comes back with some more. Here's a trap.
Handoff, Thorne, and meeting him right in the middle of the hole is Tony Canella for Steubenville Central. Stood his ground, saw it develop, stepped up and said, "I'll welcome you on, big fella."
Tony Canella, right now you're calling his name out a lot, Bill, and that's a young man who's playing real good football from that linebacker spot. He's reading the guards there and just moving with them, and he's been able to beat the offensive tackle's block. It's coming down on him. As we take a look at it here on the left-hand side, you'll see number 66 coming right there. That was number 44 for Big Red, trying to blocking Jeff Hargrove from his tight end spot, who's trying to crack down on that linebacker.
Well, Big Red in a passing situation. 3rd and 8, a slot to the far side. DeJovi Platt to the near side. Siciani steps back, looks down the middle, and it's incomplete as he overshoots the intended receiver. Ryan Constantini
trying to run Constantini down the middle of the field there, center outside receivers, Bill, on flag patterns to try to take the safeties away from the center. And we take a look there at some of George's fun fellas, Bill.
Well, I'll tell you what, the crazies are out tonight. This is a big game. A lot of paint all over the bodies of Steubenville Central and Steubenville Big Red fans. We're looking around the stadium. I thought you were up there for a second, but I was mistaken.
Thank you, sir. 4th now and 8. Coach Reno decided to go for it from the 33-yard line.
6:55 to go. First quarter. Play scoreless here at Harding Stadium. We've got a flag on the play. Pass is incomplete. Well, we have a flag, and I think we're going to have a motion call. It's going to go against Big Red, and Central will decline and take over. First down going the other way. So really, Big Red puts together a nice drive from their own 45-yard line, but Steubenville Central holds their ground at their own 32, and Big Red's turned away. There's a man who's got some nerves, and that stomach's of butterflies. Well, right now, I'm sure he's fine. You get that first few plays called, but the head coach, Coach Farrar of Steubenville Central, his first time on that sideline as a head coach in this game.
And the amount of weight on your shoulders going from an assistant coach to a head coach, believe me, it quadruples over there, Bill, for such a word.
Handoff in the backfield, almost taking the handoff. Number 62 for Big Red, Gian Domenico.
Trying to look there like a draw play, trying to Big Red defense to drop back off there. As we take a look here, you'll see Benji going back.
Jason Geary on the carry, and there's Gian Domenico, coach. Someone's got to block him.
And I was going to say, it had to be a misassignment there, because you're going to run the ball out there in that 7 hole without having somebody blocking the defensive end. Nice
quick pitch. Out to about the 38-yard line. On the carry. There's the man, Brandon.
There's your ice man. I know, talking with Coach Farrar before the game, we take a look at it right here. There's a pitch from Benji out there to Brandon Ice. He was real excited and happy to have this young man back in uniform and playing tonight, Bill.
Coach wanted to make a correction before the ball game got started. Said it was 35-15-1. 36-15-1 for Big Red in this series.
Sure, a Big Red fan will remind you that tomorrow.
Well, we've taken care of it. 5:44 to go. There's Ice again. He's into the secondary, and he is out close to midfield with a first down for Steubenville Central. And the Crusaders on the move.
Real nice block by Mike Campani there for Catholic Center. Take a look at, watch big number 74 at the bottom of your screen right there. Just shoved the one man right out of the way and turned around.
He just got in the way.
He got in the way on that one and took a kiss, but it took the Big Red defender off the ball carrier.
Frank Lawyer checking in, number 19 for the Crusaders.
Nice kiss.
Lewis and Lawyer to the near side in a slot. Ice and Geary in the backfield. A little delay. Claus trying to get away from pressure. Looks across the middle, has a man out to the 40-yard line, and it'll be another first down. Petrozzi on the reception. Number 14, Joe Petrozzi.
Real nice job by Benji on that naked boot. Good fake inside there, and had the speed to get the defensive end there for Big Red. I believe that was number 33. Robbie Liggett there, and got to the outside, and the crossing receiver came across there wide open. We take a look at the end of the play right there. Benji getting his shoulder squared up, get that ball up the field. They're on a drive, Bill.
Handoff, Geary up the middle, and he goes for about 5 on the tackle for Big Red. Constantini, Ryan, comes up, number 84, and makes the stop. But right now, the Crusaders doing exactly what Big Red did. They went on the ground, and they were able to move the football.
Then they're just mixing the pass plays every once in a while there. And as you said, nice job there by Constantini as he fought off the block. Looks like he was going to be blocked on that play and came right off the block to make the tackle. And they're bringing up a 2nd and 5 now for Catholic Center on the Big Red 35.
Hand off, Geary again, trying to get to the corner. Can't do it. Stuffed by a couple of Big Red players.
In a game,
looks like Fleming gets off the bottom of the pile, number 71.
Good for him. But Bill, in a game like this, you know, a lot of times, I'm just talking about my relatives. That's what I meant by good for him. I knew you were making fun of the Fleming name. Anyway, in a
never
game,
do that, Coach.
Right. In a game like this, you know, Bill, a lot of times things that you normally would do, you're looking at different defenses and things you're trying to attack. But knowing the kids here so well, coaches at times will attempt to attack certain athletes that they and the kids know well.
Benji Claus back to pass. As a man, incomplete. Petrozzi there, number 14, on the coverage. Mike Wiggins, number 8 from Steubenville Big Red. It goes incomplete, brings up 4th and about 5. Coach, what are we doing here on the 34-yard line of Big Red? What are we going to run?
Right here as we see the end of the play right there. Don't be surprised if you don't come out and see Benji throwing that ball again. Again, the thing I'm amazed at this point in time that Coach Ferreira hasn't really showed Benji as a runner out here at this point in the ball game. Young man with a lot of experience out there can run that option real well. So I keep waiting for that option to appear. It doesn't look like it here with an ace backfield.
Slot near side. Here comes the option. The pitch. Ice on the carry, and he runs over a tackler, and he'll have the first down all the way down to the 25-yard line.
And what I meant there by the speed option for the people out there not familiar with terminology, there's nobody diving in there to hold the linebackers in the middle. Linebacker, the quarterback, and the fullback are just coming on a straight sprint to the sideline. We're going to take a look at Benji come right in your living room, folks. And he pitches that ball quick out there, and number 40, Brandon Ice, had the speed to get outside and go for the first down inside the Big Red 30 to the 25.
It's amazing Brandon runs as well as he does, according to our program tonight, listed at 6'10". Claus rolling to the far side, looks downfield. He has a man at the 10-yard line, knocked out of bounds by Joby Platt. Coming over and making the play, I believe that was Paul Marook, number 24, and indeed it is, as he comes up with a catch inside the 10-yard line. Took a big shot, was forced out of bounds, but nice touch from Claus to Marook. Real nice look, Bills. We see it right here at the end of the play. You'll see right there, Benji just lofting the ball over the flat defender, the number 8 there for Big Red, Mike Wiggins. As you said, Mr. Platt greeted him with a nice kiss, but believe me, they'll take that all the time to get inside the Big Red 10, first and goal. First good scoring position for either team. Inside the 10, first and goal from the 9. Handoff straight ahead, maybe a yard at the most before it's shoved back as the Big Red linebackers scrape in and fill the hole. Real quick they did in there. Big Red got a lot of team speed as the Central, and Bill, as we mentioned in talking down the sideline earlier, this game will come down to which team makes the critical mistake at a certain point in the ball game. Down to 2:40 to go in the first quarter as Central trying to get that first touchdown in. Oh, that's a costly mistake as the Crusaders jump. It'll go as a motion penalty. Those are the kind, Bill, you hate on that sideline. You know, the kids out there giving 110% are going to make physical mistakes, and that's the thing you work all week and you preach and you preach and preach to the kids. No mental mistakes. Mental mistakes cost you more ball games than physical mistakes 9 out of 10 times. Number 74, Mike Campana. Well, he knew where he was going. He was coming out of that ball nice and hard right there. We had a run play on that call, but can that help? You get 5 extra yards to work with? No. Not with the type of high school passing game that you see right here. Benji on a naked boot again. Rolls out. He got a man, but he's got running room down to the 5, and he is hit by Platt, forced out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Had Lewis open momentarily in the corner of the end zone, elected to run, and he gets down inside the 5-yard line. So good play from Claus when he tucks it and runs. We had a little mix up here in the backfield coming off the exchange. You'll see right here the bump. The fullback went the wrong way for the naked boot, and Benji just had the containment broke and smartly went ahead and tried to get as much as he could down inside the 5-yard line. But back to what you're referring to, Bill, I just don't believe that the high school passing games are sophisticated enough that you have to worry about the room down there. Any high school coach 9 out of 100 is going to take that 5 yards closer to the goal line rather than backing up. 2:04 to go. First quarter, scoreless ball game. Option, Claus, pitch to Icy. Watt misses it, and it is recovered at the 10-yard line, and Big Red has come up with a big turnover.
Like Gian Domenico there, number 62 for Big Red, did a real good job, that defensive end, feathering that option there. By that I mean he didn't attack the quarterback or sprint to the sideline. He just played in between, and Benji really made a critical mistake right there, Bill. Watch right here. He does not go all the way and attack the man. Look at the crease he could have attacked right down into. He let the defensive end just play out there, and the ball was just slightly in front of ice and went off his hands, and Big Red got a big turnover right there. 1:47 to go in the first half.
Handoff, Thorne. Good power running out close to the 18-yard line. 1:35 to go first quarter, no score. Bill Phillips along with the coach Ty Fleming. We're at Harding Stadium. It is the city championship of Steubenville. Big Red and Steubenville Central.
I'll tell you what, that is a powerful young man coming through that line of scrimmage there, Bill, with that football. Marcus staying 6 foot 215 junior, and he runs with some power.
Second down and 4 for Big Red. Handoff and stuffed at the line of scrimmage. He was that in on a tackle.
Looks like the defensive end on that left-hand side there, Bill, number 55. Looks
Dave
like
Tuttle.
Getting off the bottom of that pile there. He just slanted inside and beat the block of the Big Red tight end tackle. We have a big call right now for Coach Reno, 3rd and 3 from his own, 18-yard line. And
we have an official's timeout down on the field. We'll take a timeout, come back with more right after this. Short. Flat the intended receiver. Ball a little bit too far outside, and it goes out of bounds and incomplete. Big Red will have to kick it away. Want to remind everybody, coming up at the end of the first quarter and at the end of the third quarter, we'll have scores from around the valley on a busy Friday night.
As we take a look at it here, Bill, just a quick 3-step drop, and the receiver was open, just slightly overthrown. As we were on the field in pregame watching a lot of their passing attack, that was something I noticed that was going on all the time. The ball was always seemed like to be 1 yard further than the receiver could get to it. Fair catch by Claus on Big Red 46-yard line, giving Central real good field position again.
Perlowski on the kick for Steubenville Big Red, and Big Red's defense will go out. Their mission, stop Central with 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Central with good field position. They started the game, really the field position battles being won by Central. They continue to gain yardage with each change of possession.
Believe me, anytime that you start on your own 10-yard line, the next thing you know, you're turning around and you're on the opponent's 46-yard line. You are definitely controlling the ball game right now.
Handoff, Geary up the middle. Coming up quickly and meeting him is number 22, P.J. Tiberio. He makes the stop at the 41-yard line. Good gain on first down for about 6 yards.
P.J. really put the leather to him there, even though they picked up the 6 yards on the play. We'll take a look at it right here as time expires at the end of the first quarter. Watch like P.J. comes from the side there, just doesn't get the arm wrapped good around him, but takes him down for a 5-yard gain, Bills, as we take a break here at the end of the first quarter. And as you said, there'll be some real good ball games tonight for people to find out what those scores on. And Bill, if they're like me, I know, especially when the score of this game's on, if I'm not doing the game with you, I make sure that I leave the room, go out to the refrigerator and get my Coke and come back in so I can watch the game the entirety and not know what's going on.
Well, a number of big games. We're about ready for the second quarter of play here at Harding Stadium. Game of the week. Well, let's take a timeout. We'll come back with the second quarter play on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. Central nothing, Big Red nothing. We're back with the second quarter right after this. Ball game of the week. Steubenville Big Red, Steubenville Catholic Central. Bill Phillips along with the coach Ty Fleming. And coach, you know, if there's a college football game of the week this week, I think it'd have to be Ohio State and Notre Dame. And that, of course, coming up Saturday afternoon right here on WTOV 9. Starts at 3:30 in the afternoon. Game before that, good one, Boston College and Michigan State. But back to Big Red and Central. It's Geary again on the carry on second down. Goes for about 2.5, 3 yards. Coach will bring up 3rd and short for the Crusaders.
Yeah, Zach Holt there bringing him down from behind on that counter draw that Central's tried to run tonight, and every time they've tried to do it, Big Red's been ready for it. If we take a look at it right here, he's been trying to put the ball up in the air to make a pass and letting the runner come back to the weak side, Jason Geary, but
Big Red would have no part of it as Holt was there waiting on him. As you said, bringing up third and a long 3 now for Central from the Big Red 39.5.
Handoff, Ice, and he will have the first down, still on his feet across the 35-yard line. Great running from Brandon Ice.
Real nice job going to run an
Can't
ISO.
tackle him high.
No way. No wonder Coach Craig was happy about this young man being 100% ready to go tonight. He runs with a lot of strength and a lot of intensity. As we take a look at it right here on 3rd and 3, coming right in your living room, you'll see Brandon bounce off the POW right there, and somebody just trying to tackle him up high. And that young man, look at his legs and thighs, Bill. You're not going to bring him down with a tackle around the shoulder pads. You better hit him low and take those wheels out.
Those wheels churn for a first down. 11:03 to go. Second quarter. Pitch Geary. Nice block. Kicks it to the outside. And a good play coming up. I believe that's Wiggins, number 8, Mike Wiggins. And he comes up, makes a nice open field tackle.
Yes,
if he doesn't make it, that could go for first down or more.
Yes, he broke that ball to the outside real well there. Nice run by Jason Geary. As you said, Mike Wiggins coming up here. And all you youngsters sitting out there tonight watching this, and mom and dads, let's stay up to watch this. Watch where he hits him at. Nice around the thigh pads and just slips right down and wraps him around. Perfect tackle.
Tom Clark, number 85 from Central. A nice block to Spring Geary. Handoff inside to Ice this time. Short gain, maybe a yard. It'll bring up 3rd and about 7 for Steubenville Central.
Give credit there, the entire interior line and the linebackers there. Phillips was in there on that tackle, and
Phillips is checking out of the ball game. Dan checks out. Checking in is Dan Fleming, number 71, wearing a soft cast on the left wrist and hand area.
I noticed the officials checking that out before the game there to see how soft it was.
Soft enough to get him out on the football field. Geary on the pitch, looks to turn it back inside, does, but a nice play coming down the line of scrimmage. Number 84, Constantini, for Big Red, coming down the line and making the play to force a 4th and about 5, Coach. And what are we looking at here, and what do we look for the Crusaders to do?
Right here, as we're watching the sweep action coming right to the bottom of the screen, I didn't see the Big Red number. I believe it was 33 that took to the lead blockers off for that play right there. But again, don't be surprised as you see the option on the wide side of the field there by Benji. Now he's going to throw it. They get the blitz on.
Pressure. They got him. He throws it up, and almost complete. Bracone there, Josh Bracone. Benji Claus went down hard back around the 45-yard line. He gets up slowly, and he heads off, but he looks like he may be favoring his throwing shoulder as he walks off. Looks like he's holding that right arm.
Yes, he does, and a real good job there by the linebacker, Frank Blago, putting the pressure on. As you said, he was chasing him there 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and Benji had enough cool about him to get that ball off. And I tell you what, that was close to a reception. I was looking for a flag for intentional grounding, but the receiver, Bracone, was awful close to it.
Handoff, Thorne cuts it up in the secondary out across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Tony Canale again on that play, Bill. He's doing one heck of a job early in the ball game for Catholic Central, making tackles on both sides of the snaps. Take a look at it here. You follow big Marcus Thorne up through the hole right there, and looked like he had a daylight to go to, but all of a sudden there was Tony driving down by the ankles. Going to bring up 2nd and a long 5 now for Big Red at their own 31.
Handoff, Thorne. Oh, big running room. First down and more. Out to about the 45-yard line. Just popped open. He shot right through there, Coach. Out to about the 44.
There's that trapping game again, Bill.
Palmer Rook makes the play, Coach.
Bringing that backside people there. As we take a look at it right here, you'll see number 72 crossing your screen and number 62, the backside lineman for Big Red. Phillips and Giandomenico were doing a real good job there making that crease as the left side of the line of Big Red just made a crease inside. They kicked it out, and there was a running lane for him.
1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Flag up in the air, long down the middle. Marook gets a hand on it, goes incomplete. We have a flag. It's a motion penalty against Steubenville Big Red.
Big Red trying to attack the middle of the ball field there, Bill, with their tight end in their passing game early on right now. They're trying to get their tight end to get behind those linebackers and to have the safeties go over to the sidelines with the outside receivers. As Central's going to decline that penalty, going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Take a look there at Coach Reno and Coach Filch on the sideline for Big Red, anxiously trying to get the ball across the 50-yard line down into their end zone where they can get some points early. They need to score.
8:08 to go, 2nd quarter play. 2nd and 10 for Big Red. Little delay. Thorne, some running room, breaks out of 1 tackle, and then Cannella stands him up at about midfield and drives him all the way back to the 47-yard line.
Tom Clark helping Cannella there. Looked like they needed maybe another guy to come up here to help bring that big man down. As you said, no, going to bring up 3rd down and 5 now as we take a look at the sprint draw action right here. As you'll see, Mark is just trying to follow his fullback up through there. Number 55 for Big Red trying to stay with his block to create an alleyway for him. Matt Davis, the center.
Slot to the near side for Big Red. 7:30 to go. Pitch. Thorne looking for the corner, cuts it back, and will have the 1st down out across the 45-yard line. Good running.
Nice job there by the Big Red offense coming out with trips there, running that sprint option here to the wide side of the field where they had people to crack back on everybody, and big number 71 coming across there for Central right there. Just take a look at the pitch to Marcus. 51 come up and met him right off the bat. Bracone, that's Joe Bracone, 6 foot 200-pound senior outside linebacker.
Thorne again. Even when he's stacked up, still managed to spin ahead for a couple.
Was always preaching that positive yardage. Coach Reno is always preaching positive yardage to the backs. They've got to get their legs churning, getting in through there as they're going to bring another tight end in the ball game now. So probably see double tights in this situation, Bill. I'll take that back. He brought his other tight end out on that play. Jeff Hargrove coming out. This is the man who's been in the ball game, Bill, when they've been throwing the ball.
So 2nd down and 8.
Cincinnati needs to get that arm loosened up and get some positive yards out of the air for Big Red tonight. But that Central defense, Bill, right now is playing really enthused along that line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 8 there on that sprint draw action, and picked up 2 yards. Going to bring up 4th down now and a long 6. Excuse me, 3rd down. The chain man there already had the 3
I'll tell you
early.
who's keeping busy. John Henrietto of Steubenville Herald Star. He's over here. Thorne's running the ball so much he's jotting down numbers. He tells me 13 carries, 62 yards, but he can't write fast enough because Thorne just keeps getting the football.
We'll get him an adding machine at halftime.
I'll tell you, we're going to have to get him a calculator. 3rd and 7. Cincinnati to pass. Looks to the outside, has Platt still on his feet, breaks the tackle and dives down to about the 26-yard line.
Real nice ball delivered there by Chris Cincinnati on that 3rd and 8 call, and great hands by Platt to pull that ball in and go for the positive yardage. We're seeing right here. Jovi going up, bringing that ball down with a real good coverage. But I tell you, you can't get much better coverage than that by the Central athlete. He was right on him. Just real good concentration by the receiver to bring that down. 1st and 10 for Big Red on Central's 28-yard line.
Zapolnik near side, Platt to the far side. 1st and 10. Quick look for Platt. He's open and he throws it a little bit behind him.
A little hesitation there. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if it was a hesitation on Platt's part or if Cincinnati just threw it a little bit too quick. Just the timing was off just enough to mess it up because he was open and Cincinnati recognized it right away.
It looked like when they come up the line of scrimmage, they might have went to an audible on that play because there was bunt coverage there by Benji Claus, and right before the ball was snapped, he dropped back off. And Cincinnati wasn't quite sure if he wanted to throw the ball earlier or try to wait till Platt got behind him. There's no way he was going to do it, and just was a real smooth offensive play.
Right shoulder of Benji Claus must be okay. Back in the game playing defense. Thorne now, big hole. He's got some running room across the 20-yard line and dives ahead to about the 18. He'll be close to a 1st down. I think he may be a little bit short. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with about 4:58 to go in the 2nd quarter. Inside the Central 20-yard line. Thorne nowhere to go. Dives ahead at the last second, but I don't think he had enough to get it. Perlowski, an outstanding field goal kicker for Big Red. Do they go for 3 here, Coach, or do they go for the first down?
Well, let's see where that ball spot at and the distance required on this 4th down call here. It'll be 4th and looks like
about 2 yards.
4th and about 2 right now, and I think Coach Reno right now is going to go for the first down in this situation. That wasn't a real smooth exchange in the backfield there, Bill. The hole was there early, and with the quarterback and the tailback bumping into each other, the timing just was off and the hole closed up.
Cincinnati hasn't thrown the ball too much. Do you look for any type of play action, or you look for the big guy Thorne?
No, I'd be surprised if we see him throw the football, but I think we're going to have another penalty right now on Big
Thorne
Red.
into the secondary, down to the 5-10. Touchdown, but I think this one may come back. I think there was motion at the initiation of the play, and indeed there is. Motion against Big Red, and that's going to put it to a 4th and 7, and that may change Reno Succosh's mind on whether or not he wants to kick the field goal or go for the first down.
He didn't hesitate on that 4th and 2 call, and right now he's talking with his people upstairs, and the call's been made. It looks like he's going to go for a first down, Bill, to stay in the field goal right here. That would be what the ball's on the 24, must call it, and add 17 to that. You're looking at a 41-yard field goal. But
Perlowski's got the leg.
He got the leg, definitely. We saw that in pregame. He was doing that easy. But Coach Reno right now, the offensive staff upstairs, has a play right now as we look at some more Kellis crazies. Bill, now we're at the other end in the Big Red bleachers. Here that comes, 4th and 7.
And we've got a penalty again. Don't know who it's on. And somebody was moving in the interior line. 1 and 2. We're going to have to wait for the call. Motion penalty against Big Red. And, oh, you want to talk about just some killer penalties. So that's 10 yards. And all of a sudden they went from 4th and 2 to 4th and 12 in 2 plays. Well, actually, not even 2 plays because the plays don't count.
The plays don't count, and they're going to stay with the call that was made on 4th and 7 there. He told Crisco right back in there and run the same play we had called and pick up 12 yards now instead of 7.
Thorne now the lone back in the backfield. And it'll be Thorne on a little swing pass, and that may be a backward lateral. They'll call it incomplete. They whistle it dead. And the coaches for Central want to call, well, maybe that's a backward lateral, but they're going to call it incomplete, and we'll bring up 1st and 10 the other way. So the Crusaders get a couple of big breaks, courtesy of Big Red, as we get ready to take a timeout. 3:32 to go in the 2nd quarter of play. 0-0 on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. Game of the week. Bill Phillips along with Coach Ty Fleming, and on 1st down, Liggett from Big Red fills the hole and makes the stop after a short gain.
Very short game, as you said. No, Bill, we saw the 4th down call there. We take a look here at the 1st down for Catholic Central, number 33, Robbie Liggett, just fighting off the block there and closing down real nicely, bringing up 2nd down and 10. But the Central staff did want a lateral call on that, but the referee was Johnny on the spot and had no look at this option.
Capone wide open on the option, and he is out to the 40-yard line, and coming up quickly is the Jovi Platt makes a play. And some Central fans wanted a penalty as he went up top and made the stop. But a 1st down for the Crusaders, and those 2 penalties may have sparked the Crusaders a little bit, got them out of trouble defensively, and the offense is responding.
You take a look right here. We'll see Bracone. You won't see a black shirt coming for a long ways, and here's what the ooh and all was about right there as he went and made a old Night Train lane. That's back for your day, Bill. You was back in diapers when Night Train was popping people in the head like that.
The great thing is NFL Films keeps all the legends alive.
Okay.
Seen them on the old black and white films. Handoff inside. Short gain on 1st down on the carry. Brandon Ice. Dan Fleming, number 71, getting up off the bottom of the pile, and he's played a good game with that soft cast. It hasn't seemed to bother him too much.
No, being an interior lineman there, his fingers are exposed where he can grip around, and as long as they can have a grip there, defensive grab onto jerseys, he's okay. Offensively, of course, he's not allowed to use those hands out there supposedly to grab on, so he'll be ready to play both ways tonight throughout the game.
2nd down and 8 for the Crusaders. Claus back to pass. Looks downfield. Lewis has it. 1st down inside Big Red territory at about the 45-yard line. They'll spot him down at the 44.
Pressure there up the middle by Dan Fields for Big Red, but Benji just ignored him there and delivered the ball on the money to big number 82 for Catholic Central, Danny Lewis, 6'3", 180-pound senior. As we take a look at it here, right there, you see Benji delivering the ball with Fields coming in his face. Watch the hits right here. Whew. The Jovi Platt likes to lay the leather on some people now, that secondary, Bill.
Claus,
Out and up.
fake, looking for Marook, and he has him, catches it at the 15-yard line, down to about the 12. And Coach, I don't know if you saw it, Marook got himself a little separation. He was on the defensive back, wasn't looking at the quarterback, and Marook just laid the forearm on him enough to get a little separation. And Claus with a nice ball, I don't know if you can see it here, but he gets the separation and makes the catch. Platt comes over and makes the stop.
Real nice job there by the receiver to keep the route going right there. It looked like he was going to have nice coverage by Cornell Burden for Big Red. It was with him on the out move. He made the up cut, and Burden stayed with him. But he just outran him up that sideline, and the ball came right down into Paul's hands, taking a first down and 10 for Catholic Central. There's Benji on the naked boot again. He got receivers.
He's got some running room, too. He's across the 5, dives for the goal line, and we're going to have flags all over the place.
Well, it's kind of an obvious clip, Bill, right there by a white shirt, as Benji was already past the defender, and the young man, just in his enthusiasm for this ball game, made a bad judgment call. That clip is thrown there on the 8-yard line. We're going to be backing up from there. 1:10 to go and a half. What a backbreaker that is for Catholic Central.
Great play by Claus, just sniffing the goal line. He would get there, and we've got the penalty. We also have an injured player.
They might have went to the fence over there as the Big Red sidelines were jogging over there. Take a look right here. Benji makes the containment break, and he decides to tuck it and go. I'm not quite sure if we're going to see it. Right there it is.
Brandon Ice, number 40 on Cornell Burden. Didn't need to make the play, and it looks like number 8. We're going to take a timeout. We're going to come back, and we'll take a break on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. 0-0 as DeJovi Platt gets up and heads to the sideline. Ball game of the week, Steubenville Big Red, Steubenville Central. DeJovi Platt. Fence is pretty close to the field, Coach, in the end zones all the way around. But a lot of the schools in the Ohio Valley, the fences are very tight, and he went in there, and it's surprising how many injuries don't occur with the fences as close as they are. And DeJovi a little bit shaken up, but he's been all over the field, maybe a little bit exhausted as well. And right now he's on the sideline. Steubenville Central, the Crusaders with a first down and a long. 1st and 25. Claus runs away from pressure, looks downfield. He's still on his feet and dives down close to about the 18-yard line. Cornell Burden came up and forced him out. DeJovi Platt going back on the field, so he's back in the game as Claus is helped up and he heads back to the huddle.
Real good job there by Benji Claus, as he was already past that line of scrimmage right there, and he just kept giving Burden the arm pump like he was going to throw the football. Right here, we'll see he eludes the pressure from the backside of Gian Domenico. And you watch him start pumping his ball right now as Burden starts to close on him. He's already crossed the line of scrimmage, and Burden had to respect that and allowed him to pick up the extra yardage. They're going to bring up 2nd down and 15 now from the 17-yard line. Under a minute to go, Bill.
Handoff, Ice. He's down to about the 13-yard line. Gian Domenico on the bottom of the pile, number 62, making the play.
How familiar are you with the Catholic Central kicking game, Bill?
Well, a timeout being called by Benji Claus. It's 3rd and 11 on the scoreboard, and they're going to have a little bit of a talk.
We saw the isolation play there by Brandon Ice, picking up yardage, taking the ball down and bringing up 3rd and 11. Bill?
I know this last week they had a tough time with their extra points.
Oh, I know. That's why I was asking you that against Lindsley. I know, Coach.
Well, that right there, that raises some question marks until you can come back and prove yourself. I really think, everybody, even the fans, the players, everybody watching, they're wondering, okay, how's this kicking game going to come around? So, until they make that next kick,
and
are you the big question mark?
Are you willing to gamble in the city championship game right before half with 38 seconds to go to go with that young man right now?
If you're inside the 10-yard line, I go for the touchdown. The worst you can go is 0-0 into the locker room. All right, let's take a look
at that game tomorrow, Bill.
Let's see. Well, we start off. Coach, you got to get a cup of coffee in you, or maybe some breakfast, and just relax. So you want to do that, sit down, catch the news. You catch the scores from the night before on News 9 Saturday morning. Oh, we're on Sunday. We're looking at the monitor. We were looking at the sheet. Coach, you got me thrown off. We've got News 9 Sports Sunday with George Kellis at noon. And then, of course, we have Miami at Cincinnati. Later in the day, we have San Diego and Pittsburgh. And then at 9 o'clock at night, it's the NBC Sunday night movie, In the Line of Duty, A Hunt for Justice.
Well, we're going to find out what Coach Ferrer decided on that timeout, looking at 3rd and 11.
Claus rolls.
Oh, look at this.
And wide open is Ice. He can walk into the end zone. The Joby Platt gets over quickly. He'll get a penalty for hitting up around the headgear, but it is a touchdown for Steubenville Central.
What a well-planned play that was by Central's. Benji Claus right there made a fake like he was going to come sprinting to the left-hand side. Then they get a circle back to a screen on that back side, and Mr. Ice had 3 white shirts to lead him into the end zone. We'll take a good look at it right here. Watch Benji start to your left. Arch back right around there, and watch when he catches this ball. See how long before you see a black shirt coming. It's going to make a tackle. I'm not talking about somebody chasing from behind. Right there. Ooh, face mask.
Coach Farrar out on the field, and he is upset with the play. I would imagine he thinks that Joby Platt may deserve to get kicked out of the football game. I don't know, but he is hot, and he wants some justice, I guess, for the penalty. It's a touchdown for Central. They'll have an opportunity to tack on an extra point, but that penalty, it's a 15-yarder. It's a personal foul or face mask, but he is hot down on the sideline, and he's going to call timeout and bring his Crusaders over. They can talk about what they want to do on the extra point. He may just be getting closer to the official so he can let him know what he thinks.
I tell you what, for a young man that was looking awful cool and calm in pregame, he's lost that ball head right now. As we take a look out there in the huddle, he's making sure that his guys aren't going to be satisfied with those 6 points, that they know that teammate of theirs took one to the face mask, and he's going to use that for an incentive now.
Well, Coach, with 30 seconds to go in the first half, 9 plays, 72 yards, 3 minutes and 2 seconds of possession for Steubenville Central as Ice gets the touchdown catch. And I guess that took the kicking game question right out of the air. Well, we're going to find out. Benji Claus, we'll see if he can kick the extra point.
Of course, with him back here, Bill could have a fake at any time, too. So just because he's lined up to kick, it doesn't necessarily mean that ball will go down to the tee. But we'll take a look here. See what a backbreaker that is for Coach Reno and the Big Reds with 30 seconds going to half to have the ball cross there.
I'll tell you what, John Henrietto, we're going to hire him. Steubenville Herald Star. We can bring him as long as he sits next to us. He's willing to share his stats with us.
Before the game, you was blaming him for you giving the wrong series records here. You said it was 35 and 51 on the field.
Extra point is up, and it is no good. Just wide. So
continue.
The kicking game question mark hangs over Steubenville Central once again, but they lead it by a score of 6-0 with 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard 6-0 Catholic Central, and
that really could be a boost for Catholic Central going in halftime, Bill, after coming off of last week's heartbreak loss there to Lindsley, to go ahead and get the points on the board first and win that locker room with a 6-0 lead. And talking a little prematurely, but 30 seconds to go, a pretty good chance they're going to go with a 6-0 lead. And Coach Ferrer will use that to keep his troops alive the second half. And Coach Reno using that deficit talk now at halftime. We're going to have to get the Big Reds fired back up to come out that second half and they receive that ball and try to do something with it. But like you say, Bill, the kicking woes of Central, cost them a ball game last week. And I tell you what, you hate to only see 6 points up there when you know you could have that 7th point, because it seems like that always comes back and haunts you late in the game. Big number 55 there for Catholic Central.
Dave Tuttle.
Toe pointed back. Oops.
Well, we have whistles down on the field.
That was a practice kick, Bill. He just got his leg loosened up there as he put the ball down to the
unhooked
17 17-yard line. And yeah, he's don't want his toes to cramp up there, so he'll bring it down as we get a conversation on the sideline there. And I think what Coach Ferreira is trying to get out of the officials right now is a 15-yard penalty to be marked off at this point in time. As he's talking with Mr. Perdaman down there. And,
well, he has to give it to him at one point. They have to give it to him sooner or later.
Well, they declined the penalty to take the score, Bill.
He's already in the end zone.
No, the face mask was in the field of play.
The field of play that's in the end zone.
No.
He was across the line.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get our magic man in the truck to bring that back up here. We got an argument up here, Dean, and
I'll tell you what.
He already owes me a milkshake from last summer, which he's reneged on paying to me. So let's see if he'll get a Coke out.
All right, double or nothing, Coach. I thought he was across the goal line.
Well, we'll see here.
Yeah.
No, see, now we've started an entire argument up here in the press box. We've instigated.
Well, I'll tell you what, the ball's being kicked off from the 40-yard line, Bill, so I feel that I may be right.
Well, we'll have to take a look at the videotape. And that is a big kick. Joby Platt at the goal line, across the 10, 15, out to the 20, down to the 21-yard line. So with 26 seconds to go, Big Red will have it 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. We take a look at it, and let's take a look, see who. Let's see. He's at the
3, 2.
Oh, but I think the ball broke the plane.
Excuse me.
He's right on the goal line, Coach.
Excuse me. I'll have a Coke at halftime, sir.
He's right at the goal line.
23 seconds to go for Big Red, starting at their own 21-yard line.
Quick look outside, and Danny Lewis comes up and makes the hit as the ball goes incomplete. And Coach, I don't know. That's a close one. That's a close one.
Well, the man in the white hat agrees with me. The man in the white hat is always right, right?
Well, okay. So. Same play. Look to the outside. This time it's complete for short yards, maybe 4 or 5. And Big Red's going to call timeout with 9 seconds to go. And Coach,
Travis McIntyre on the end of that catch there. Bill picked up about 8 yards on that play there. We take a look at it right there as he has to go down low for the catch, and number 82 coming up for Catholic Central Lane. The leather twin keeping him in bounds is making Coach Reno call a timeout there with 9 seconds to go in the half. So don't be surprised if we see some Central boys back there on the other side of the 40-yard line.
Well, Coach, the face mask didn't get.
Let's go. They missed the block.
Listen to the head coach of Big Red.
Right here we'll hear Coach Reno trying to fire his troops up down here.
Okay, wait a minute. Hit me with that last part again.
Roger Sterling, please come to the press box.
6 cut to the
Fans
joke.
are reminded that the Big Red Boosters Club will sponsor a post-game get-together at the American Legion.
Try to hit the joke with the 6 cut. There's what we got. Hit wide, man. Who we got? Go ahead. You're going to line up. Go back. Chief. 900.
Pass tree out there. Every coach has a different tree out there. I always had my even numbers going to the inside, onto the outside, so they're going to have a receiver running a 6 pattern. Let's see. We get somebody breaking there to the post.
Platt across the middle. He's the intended receiver at the 47. It goes incomplete low. And really, if it's any higher than that, it's in danger of being picked off by one of the linebackers.
Yes, Chris hit the ball in the exact location where he wanted to, down nice and low. As we take a look here from the trip receiver side, he's going to bring the outside receiver on a post pattern across the middle right there. And the ball just slightly beyond Platt's hands. So they're going to bring up now 4th down, which is really irrelevant. Only 3 seconds to go in the half. So let's see how far he can throw it and see if something magical can happen for Big Red.
4-man rush. Siciani lets it fly down the middle of the field, batted up in the air, and it is caught by the Joby Platt, but the clock runs out. And Platt still down on the field, getting up slowly, but he seems to be okay as he gets to his feet as the clock has run out on the first half of play. We take a look at it again.
Take a look right here. You're going to see an isolation on the Joby Platt all the way down the field here as he comes off that line of scrimmage and just in a nice easy gait, knowing where he's going to. And now it's just a matter of whether the ball can get deep enough for me to run right here by Benji. As you see a jump ball, and he tips it to himself, but 35 yards short of the promised land, Bill.
Well, after one half of play, it is Catholic Central on top by a score of 6-0. Steubenville, Big Red, they have not scored on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with a battle of the bands right after this.
Norris Cafeteria
Sponsors our Battle of the Bands. What's going to happen in the game today? See Coach Suckhouse. Coach, what's going to happen in the game today? Yeah, and anybody asks, you know, Coach Farrar, what's going to happen? You know, and everyone's going, I don't know. But the one answer that always seems to come up with this game, it's going to be close. It's going to be exciting. It's probably going to come down to the wire. And after the first half of play, 6-0, both teams have moved the ball very well. Central, the only team so far to be able to cash in.
Yes, they did, and they did it on that big catch there by Paul Marook up the sideline there on a pass from Benji, and then the Central staff came back with a great call there on that third down, which took away the suspense of a field goal call on fourth down on that screen pass for the touchdown there to Ice. But let's see now, coming out to this third quarter, here's where you usually see the good adjustments made by the staffs at halftime. We'll see what the staff of Big Red done now offensively. But the ball's going to be going out of bounds.
Ball goes out of bounds. Marked at about the 18. Flag comes down.
Big Red will have the option now, the re-kick or take the ball at the 35-yard line. I believe that the O from Big Reds are around the field, and they decide to take the good field position to 35 and see if they can get their offense moving here against the Catholic Central defense early.
Well, you talk about offense. Stats courtesy of John Henrietta, Herald Star.
You're going to trust them this half?
I'm going to trust them.
Okay.
First downs for Big Red in the first half, 6. They rushed 16 times for 70 yards. Bulk of that, Marcus Thorne. Passing 3 for 12 for 63 yards, and a total of 28 plays for 133 yards. And Marcus Thorne gets the carry, breaks a tackle, and dives across the 40. So he starts off where he left off with about a 6-yard gain.
Yes, he does. And Big Red starts off, Bill, offensively like they had real good success in that first half, and that's where that trapping game there, bringing their backside guard and tackle down that old counter tray that Washington made famous with Riggins years ago, being an old Redskin fan. You remember that play real well. And Big Reds run that tonight, been real successful with it.
Crank up the diesel. Man in motion for Big Red. Second half just underway. Thorne, second play from scrimmage. He has his second carry of the half. He's out to about the 44-yard line. He'll be about a yard short of a first down. Bring up 3rd and short for Big Red. One thing, Coach, Big Red ran the football quite a bit. You think they might mix it up a little bit more here in the second half?
We'll take a look at the play right here being run, as you're going to see big number 23 coming in your camera right there, and that is Marcus Thorne and the big blocking tight end Jeff Hargrove right there. But I'd be surprised if Coach Reno really gets far away from his game plan. That game plan was the first half was to give a good mixture there of the pass run, looking at 3rd and 1 now. And right here it is.
Carry, and he will have the first down.
But you spent all that time last weekend and this early part of the week sitting watching films and breaking stuff down. You have a good idea what you want to do offensively. And unless Central really came out with a unusual defense that you hadn't seen, which they have, they're staying in their normal defense. Big Red is prepared with their game plan to go with it, and they're going to stay with it. If we take a look here at the isolation.
Cannell there along with Rook and Tuttle on the bottom of the pile.
And Thorne just using his power to pick up that first down for Big Red.
Looks like Fleming has a helmet problem, and the referee trying to get that straightened out. They may have to send him to the sideline if the referee can't take care of it.
One thing about
official timeout.
Danny and I, you always know which player they were talking with when he's involved there by the looks of that big left hand right there on him.
Well, he's all set, buckled in, and ready to go. 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line of Big Red. Hand off Thorne. Big hole, bounces to the outside. He'll be close to a first down or more. Still on his feet and dives ahead for about 3 more. Down to about the 38-yard line of Catholic Central. And Coach, we watched Big Red in warm-ups. They were working on their balance drill, putting a hand down. And right at the end, it got him about 3 extra yards.
Right here, take a look at it. Right here, you'll see the backside guard right there. Number 62's done a real good job all night. As Domingo, and coming up behind there, I believe that was going to be Phillips.
Right there. It's a hand down, puts it. It's the little things, Coach. That's what wins ball games for you. And right now, Marcus Thorne paying attention to the little things, and he's off to a great game so far.
Yes, he is. He banged his hand up on that play right there. His inside trap again. This time it's to the fullback, number 27, Pelago. And, you know, like I say, Big Red right now, Coach Reno's picking up 3-4 yards a crack there on the ground. So don't be surprised if we see that ball stay on the ground all night, Bill, now in this drive anyway.
How important is it for Big Red to come out and establish themselves? They already have really on this drive, but to get in the end zone early.
They want to get the ball in the end zone. It's real important to these kids' psyche and to get that ball in the end zone and take a little bit of the steam out of the. Here's that trap again.
Thorne looking for some running room, spins off of Tuttle and dives down to about the 30-yard line. On the bottom of the pile, looked like number 51 for Catholic Central. Bracone, Joe Bracone.
Number 55 also, Bill, getting off the bottom of the pile there, Big Dave Tuttle. And you know, it's the old story. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. And right now, they're just pounding that ball away. A couple quick traps up the middle, and then that counter tray trap to the outside. They're just going to stay with it until Central decides to shut it down.
Thorne 20 carries now for 100 yards, 3rd and short. Thorne on a carry, met at the line of scrimmage, struggles ahead for a couple yards, but I don't think he had enough to get there. Canella, a linebacker, coming down and getting a piece of the play. Golick also helping make the stop, number 77, the big defensive lineman.
As we take a look right here at the isolation play, a little bit of cross blocking there by the left side tackle and tight end, and Central linebacker just reading out an isolation play well all night long. Bill, hasn't really been a good gainer for Big Red, and they need a good yard right now. So let's see what the call is from upstairs to the sideline here by the offensive staff.
Last time they were in a 4th and 2 situation in the first half, they had a motion penalty. Not here. Thorne's going to have the first down. Takes a shot right on the kisser from Ice at the 25-yard line, but he has the first down. And remember, back in the first half, they had an opportunity to really go in for a score, a 4th and 2, and they had 2 motion penalties. But here, they mentally stay into it, focused, and Thorne gets the first down.
Right there, you see Thorne just getting outside the reach of number 66, Tony Canale, coming in there behind that play and just barely missed taking him down for a loss, but he had enough leg drive to take it down to first down inside the 30 to the 25-yard line for Big Red.
Motion for Big Red, 7:34 to go, 3rd quarter. Thorne up the middle into the secondary, and he's down across the 20 to about the 18-yard line, and they're going to ride the big horse.
Yes, they are, and Bill, that's the play that we've been seeing around this drive, and that's that counter tray, but real good eyes by Marcus Thorne on that play. He saw the hole was plugged up, and watch him in here. You'll see that both guards coming right there. As he starts there, he just notices a huge gap in the middle of the defensive line. He takes advantages of it, picks up 7 yards on first down.
Thorne, only a junior coach, it seems like year in, year out, no matter what. A big bruising running back from Steubenville with great speed. And Thorne turning into the workhorse here, straight ahead. Good line surge as he gets down close to the 15-yard line and close to another Big Red first down. It'll depend on the spot.
Looks like the side judge coming in there, Bill, with his foot going to be slightly short, going to bring up 3rd down and less than 1. As we take a nice look at Coach Reno right there looking at the spot. Take a look at Thorne right here. Offensive lineman trying to drive the defense back off there, but Central's defenders have no part of that. Going to stop him, as we said now, Bill. That is a good yard out there for the first down. Blitz.
Handoff Thorne, and he's not going to get there, Coach. I think he's going to be short. May bring up another 4th down situation for Big Red.
Good call by the Central defense.
Canella scraping in again. I think Golick's down at the bottom of the pile again as well. 5'11", 230, plugs up the hole. Tony Canella, 66, a linebacker coming through. He's played an outstanding game from his linebacker position.
Right here, take a look at it right there.
There's Golick.
And that was Canella again that made the blitz up the middle there and just kind of ran past the ball carrier, but reached back here and grabbed a hold of his ankles and helped bring him down, bringing up 4th and half a yard. 2nd consecutive 4th down situation. Handoff to Thorne, and it'll be close. It'll depend on the spot.
And I like what Cincinnati did. Handed the ball off and then shoved him in the back.
Let's see where that we can't quite see. They're bringing the mark from the sideline judge from across the field there. And the Central guys are cheering, and Big Red.
He came up about a football short. We're going to take a timeout. The Central defense will celebrate on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. 6-0 Central over Big Red.
Stop by Lenore's Cafeteria.
Game of the week. Brandon Ice on first down takes the pitch and struggles ahead for maybe a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 with 4:54 to go. Third quarter. 6-0 lead for the Crusaders.
Nice job there by the inside linebackers of Big Red. P.J. Tiberio, number 22, 5'9", 180. Come in here and make the hit. Looked like there would be some running room there for Brandon, but it closed up real quick right there. He went through an arm tackle, and that was number 27, Perlago, coming in there low, wrapping him up. 2nd down and 9 for Catholic Central. There's that naked boot.
Pause to roll. Looks downfield, looking long, and it is in, or is picked off by DeJovi Platt at midfield to the 45. Stumbles, faked his own feet out.
One too many moves.
He goes down at the 42-yard line, so Big Red will get the football in great field position. Intended receiver was Danny Lewis, number 82. And it is picked off by DeJovi Platt. Here's a good look at Claus, Coach.
And watch the pressure being applied here by number 84 for Big Red. Right up in his face, and the ball was really just thrown up for grabs. And Platt back here playing center field brings it down. And he'll want this blade of grass here cut Monday that he tripped on there, Bill.
First and 10, handoff Thorne. Across the 40-yard line for about 4 yards. First half of play, Coach, DeJovi Platt had 2 catches, 56 yards, and there another catch on the interception.
He's a nice-looking athlete out there for Coach Reno. Just a junior at 6'1", 190.
He's going to grow.
He's going to grow, and a kid like that loves contact. Let's just hope he's hitting those school books hard, and he could have a future, Bill.
Good size, good speed, good hands. Had a great American Legion baseball season for Post 33 in Steubenville, state champions in Ohio. In the tournament, really caught fire at the plate. Tonight trying to catch some touchdown passes. Right now he's trying to throw a block. Thorne out front, and he will be close to first down. I think he has it when he went to stretch out for the first down. They're going to call it a fumble, and the Crusaders have it. It's going to go the other way. He's just trying to get some extra yards, and when he stretched the hand out, Coach, I think he just may have lost the grip.
Yes, he did. He had one hand on the ball and was trying to reach the ball out there. As we take a look at it here, maybe we'll be able to see him trying to get that first down yardage. There's the sprint option, the pitch by quarterback Cincinnati to him, and watching him right here as he approaches the first down marker. We'll see the change at the top of the screen right there. As he spins, he looks at the sideline and sees it, and he's just reaching.
Oh, he wasn't reaching. He actually popped out of there beforehand. Bracone with the fumble recovery. Joe Bracone has Brandon Ice on first down, goes for about 8 yards, and it looks like maybe one of the defenders had his arm, was pulling it back and forced that football out of there.
Getting that traffic area, Bill. You know, you've heard the coaches preach enough to you growing up as a youngster. Yep. 2 hands on that football, and right here was a case where having one hand on the ball killed the Big Red drive, and Central now is going to see if they can do something with good field position here. 2nd down and 3.
Oh, handoff. Bracone out across midfield to the 49-yard line, and things are going the way of the Crusaders with 2:21 left to go in the third quarter. They lead it 6-0, and Josh Bracone goes for big yards and a first down in Big Red territory.
Dan Fleming come off the ball right there and drove the Central center back in the backfield, but not till after the ball was exchanged right there, and he darn near knocked Benji down, but good positive yardage across the midfield stripe with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Ice cuts back, dives ahead for a couple. Coach, one of the things we haven't talked about, and you don't really need to with this game, everything else really doesn't matter, but when you look down the road and you're thinking about playoff points, there are boatloads on both sides of the field tonight, with a couple teams are going to put up a number of wins, and you take a look at Ice diving ahead. So
And
you want to put too much importance on it, but there's a lot of points out there.
And both teams got some awful tough games down the road, so they need this one under their belt.
Claus, bootleg, he's going to keep it. He's around the corner into the secondary, down across the 30-yard line, down to about the 28, the first down. And the Crusaders clicking on offense.
Quarterback sprint left, Bill, right there. There was no and ifs or buts on that when Benji was running the football as his lead back. We'll see who that is, if that was Ice. Yes, Brandon Ice leading the way for him. Benji just tucks the ball right there, and good blocking on the outside by the central line to close the inside off right there and let him have a clean sweep up that sideline down inside the 30-yard line.
Biggest weapon for Benji Claus is speed. Great foot speed and very agile. And he uses that to his advantage, picking up the first down with 1:05 to go in the third quarter. Ice again plunges straight ahead. Short gain on the play.
Mike Rod pulling him down from behind there, number 57 there for Big Red. Going to bring up second down and 9 now for Catholic Central. Let's see what their offensive staff upstairs decided to call, Bill. 40 seconds ago. I tell you, this has been an awful quick ball game tonight.
It's been a very quick ball game. First half went by very, very quickly. Not a lot of passing. Handoff, Bracone tripped up as he tried to get through the hole. Looked like he may have tripped over one of his own players.
Yes, the hole was clogged up there by the Big Red defender. Took the blocker down and closed up the hole. Going to bring up third down and 6, Bill, and that probably was going to be the last play of the third quarter. So we'll be able to get some good scores into the Valley folks tonight.
Well, as we get ready for the fourth quarter of play, we will take a timeout. We'll go around the Valley with some of the scores on a busy Friday night here at Harding Stadium after 3 quarters of play. Catholic Central on top of the Ohio Valley scoreboard, 6-0 over Big Red. Play about ready to start. Central on top of Big Red by a score of 6-0. Coach, in the first half, Catholic Central had 104 yards rushing on 23 carries, and so far they have added to that total here in the second half. They have really done a great job on the ground offensively, and right now they are faced with a 3rd and 6 with about the ball spot on about the 28-yard line as we take a look at this capacity crowd. Really an overflow crowd, Coach, as we take a look at a couple of games that will be overflow this weekend. Boston College at Michigan State starts at noon. That you can be seen on WTOV 9. The second game, it's a little game, a minor game, not the biggest game of the weekend, but a lot of people interested in it. I don't know why. Ohio State, Notre Dame, you can catch it on TOV at 3:30, and a few people might tune in for that one.
Yeah, I think Dean downstairs might have a scarlet and gray on tomorrow rooting for Ohio State.
Well, Dean is threatening to turn off everyone's microphones if we don't change that. He is a big Irish fan. Right now, the Crusaders fans hoping for a first down. Big block by Lewis as he came back, and it springs Benji Claus close to first down yardage, but Dan Lewis depleted someone. Don't know who it was, but man, did he lay somebody out.
That is how you teach a crack-back block, folks. I hope that Dean wasn't too upset with my Notre Dame remark. There we thank you, Dean. This is going to show you the replay here, and I just don't know if that's going to be able to be. I guess we're not going to see it. There's 82. Watch him go get another one, Bill.
He's looking for somebody.
He went and got another black shirt.
I'll tell you what, he may have had the biggest hit of the night on that block.
4th and 1.
Handoff, Ice straight ahead. Don't know if he got it. Didn't look like it. Didn't get any surge. As it looked like there was a little bit of a mix-up in the backfield.
Yes, there was. As Benji's looking to the sideline with his arms raised up in the air. A little confusion between him and Brandon. And that confusion was enough to allow the Big Red defense to get some penetration there. And for the Big Red fans, that's a great, great break right now. Going to give them the ball back with 11 minutes to go and keep Central for putting more points on the board, forcing Big Red have to score twice. They're still in a one-scoring situation where they can take the lead.
Big stop, 6-0 on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. First touchdown came back in the first half. Brandon Ice. All right, now, Big Red, 10:58 to go, down by 6. 1st and 10. They look for Platt, and Platt short arms it. Kind of had the alligator arms going on that one, but good reason. There were about 5 Crusader defensive backs and linebackers ready to tattoo him when he came through.
Yes, they were. They were closing on him fast. We'll look at the bottom of the screen here. You'll see Chris looking inside. There's a crossing pattern right there, and you see the white shirts. We're ready to unload on Mr. Platt. They're trying to remember that little incident occurred before the goal line there, and his number has a target on it for them guys in the white shirts now this second half.
Second and 10. Big Red, intended receiver, slips and falls down at the 35-yard line. Incomplete, brings up 3rd and 10. Ryan Constantini falls down at the 35. It goes incomplete, it brings up 3rd and 10. And all of a sudden, Coach, Big Red starting to throw the ball a little bit more.
Yes, they were.
Getting away from the game plan just a little bit. Haven't seen them come out 2 plays in a row, 1st and 2nd down, and throw the ball.
The football, but Bill, that was the pattern we saw there in the first half with them taking that tight end up the middle of the seam right there, and it was open. The ball was just slightly thrown beyond him. So now it's going to bring up a key 3rd and 10 call with 10:45 to go. Little flare pass.
Here comes Thorne, has some running room and some blockers out in front, and he'll have the 1st down across the 30-yard line. So 3 passes in a row. They only connect on 1, but they only need to connect on 1 as they pick up about 15 yards for the 1st down.
Who do you think was on that tackle, Bill? Name you haven't said much tonight.
I'm going to say Canella.
Hey, that's a pretty good guess.
Don't even have to look. He's been all over the place.
Well, I'd like to pick up this number here for Big Red.
Nice block on
right
Lewis.
There, one of the linemen coming out there. Real good job. And there you see number 66 pulling him down from behind. Tony Canelli's done a great job defensively and been a key blocker in their offense as well for Catholic Central. Screen.
Set up the screen pass on that one. P.J. Tiberio at the 40, and he slips down, and a flag goes down.
That's a late flag coming out there, and I think what it's going to be, Bill, is a holding call. One of the Central linemen there reached back and grabbed onto a white shirt, and the official had trouble getting the hanky out of his pocket, but he dug it out and threw it back there. You're not going to see any argument from the Big Red bench. Has occurred right there in front of their staff, and they saw it as well. We'll
take a timeout while they figure out what they're going to do with the flag. 10:08 to go. Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. The Crusaders on top of Big Red, 6-0. Game of the week, 6-0 Crusaders. Bill Phillips along with the coach Ty Fleming. Cincinnati to pass, batted up in the air, knocked down and incomplete. So Big Red on 2nd and 15, they try to pass, Coach, and they just have it knocked away.
Yeah, Big Joe Petrozzi coming in there, 6'1", 195 junior, and he just played jump ball with it right there, bringing up 2nd down and 15 as the 10-yard penalty was marched off on that 1st down holding call, spot foul there against Big Red. So they're in a little bit of a hole right now, Bill, needing 15 yards here in these couple downs to get themselves moving offensively with 9:55 to go in the 4th quarter. Sprint draw.
Hand off Thorne across the 30-35 and pulled down. Bracone making a nice play. Joe Bracone, I think he may have given himself a leg cramp on that one. As he is still down and he reached for the calf right away. And
as we take a look at it here, Marcus Thorne just running right there with strength, as you said there. Bracone coming over and grabbing the back of the shirt. As he went to the ground, you can see his head start to tilt back. He felt that cramp coming to calf right now. Going to bring up 3rd down and a long 5 for Big Red with the ball on their own 37-yard line with 9:39 to go in the quarter. And believe me, Coach Reno wants his 1st down in the worst way right now, Bill. He doesn't want to fool around, go down inside of 4 minutes and be down by 6 points trying to go ahead and get the lead in the ball game. He wants to get a drive right now to get this 1st down and put the points on the board early with 9:39 to go. Nothing like putting extra pressure on your kids at the end of a ball game. Of course, we've seen Big Red do that time and time again. So Central got to dig in right now and just get some more time off that clock. They can get the ball back.
Mr. Thorne responding to that pressure. John Henrietto giving me an update on his stats. 29 carries for 134 yards. So he is off to a big game.
Nice work night for the young man.
9:39 to go, but his team trails by 6. 6-0. The Crusaders on top of Big Red. 3rd and 6 for Big Red at their own 37-yard line. Quick look to the outside for Platt, and he just gets it off the top of the grass. Makes a nice catch.
This is going to be awful close. The ball was thrown low there, and he had to go down for it to bring it in. And as he went down, you'll see it right here, folks. It's a three-step drop, quick slant. Right there he is diving for it, and the official was Johnny on the spot. He was right there and marked it immediately. And
he got it. Got it by the ball. Football. Big completion for Big Red.
9:23 to go as Coach Sawcoach is sending in number 20 now for the Big Red lineup. That's Sean Authors with the play. And again, we have chin strap trouble out there by Fleming. Mr. Perman has it fixed, and the Big Red's in the huddle ready to go.
Clock rolling, 9:18 to go. Handoff Thorne. Dances into the hole, and then the power straight ahead. Brandon Ice at the bottom of the pile had a hold of one of his legs. He was going to let go until his teammates helped him out, taking him down.
And big number 66, one of the ones there. Bill helped take him down up high. Tony Canale, I'll tell you what, is he, a 6 foot, 195 senior. And he's playing a little bit bigger
Coach,
than that.
I know you like those physical players that'll stick their nose in there and hit just about anything that comes through. So this is a guy after your own heart.
Yes, he is. That's probably why I'm looking for him all night long out there. You know, that's the name of the game, Bill. You can have some awful big guys out there, but the thing you never can do, and that is reach inside of a young man's body and weigh that hard. You just got to play with intensity when you hit the gridiron.
Thorne spins off a hit, and he'll pick up a couple of yards, but in the backfield, he took a shot from Dave Heck and spun off it. Heck was upset with himself, but he couldn't wrap him up.
But what he did was, you know, really create the havoc there and bust up the play completely. The time is completely off right there. He cannot make it to the hole area.
Golick comes in.
And there was Golick coming from the backside. Looked like Big Bob coming in there in the old Browns uniform from the backside, cleaning him up there.
Well, this Golick goes by the name of Jason, and he's got some good size to him. 5'11", 230. The juniors played a good ball game tonight. 3rd and 4 for Big Red. Long count. Hand off to Thorne. Good second effort. He's going to have the first down, Coach, I think. All depends on the spot, but if he gets it, that's all on his own.
It sure was. And if you could pick up that was a first down, you got some really good eagle eyes, Bill. I guess crashing over the hill on that motorcycle didn't do your eyesight much damage last night, huh? Am I leaving the cat out of the bag? Is that going to be shown later?
Well, we're going to have the sports challenge. We have it every Thursday at 5 o'clock now. We have that new 5 o'clock show. And we had it on there in this week's challenge.
Boy, I tell you what, that is really something.
You know what I think happened when I hit my head? I actually knocked those eyeballs straight, and it worked out. But next week, it's motocross week on the sports challenge. And I've never been on a motorcycle before, and I was on one yesterday, and I don't think I'll ever be on a motorcycle again. Not only for the safety of myself, but everyone within a 5-mile radius.
And the trees around the county.
Exactly. Exactly. Now Thorne, lone runner in the backfield. He's going to take the play action. Now it's Siciliani looking downfield, looking for some running room, tucks it away, and he's across the 40-yard line down to about the 38. He'll be close to first down, about 2 yards short. So that's a big gain on first down. That's a big plus for Big Red as they try to get on the board. They trail 6-0 with 6:55 to go in the 4th quarter.
Real good decision here by Chris Siciliani. He had receivers, but there was the white shirts there fading with them. As they kept fading back, he saw the open area upfield and just tucked it underneath and picked up 9 yards. 6:40 to go in the game.
Long count from Big Red, using a lot of time. Thorne on the carry, and he's going to be close to a first down. Canella right there, 66, came in and really forced him to run laterally rather than straight ahead. And he may have been pushed back. It'll be close.
I'm not even going to measure it, Bill.
No, I don't even think he got a yard.
Nice play there, as you said, by the defense there, but the offensive lineman that was coming from the backside for Big Red to make the trap block just could not get himself turned up into the field, get his shoulders going north and south in that situation, and not be able to get the block up in there and really create a little traffic jam in the hole. Going to give us now 3rd and 1 with 5:55 to go in the ball game. Big Red needs a first down, but they're in 4-down territory, Bill.
Handoff, Thorne stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and big number 66 with some help. He makes the play as he scrapes into the hole.
Let's see where the forward progress has been marked now. Clock is stopped, Bill, with 5:43 to go. They're going to bring the chain gang in right now, and one of the assistant coaches over there for Catholic Central on the line of scrimmage didn't look too happy with the placement of the ball, so from their sideline, this could be a first down. No, he's short. That guy doesn't have your vision, Bill.
Well,
fourth down in the length of the football with 5:43 to go.
We'll take a timeout. We'll get him out on a motorcycle, run him into a tree. It'll help him out with his vision. We'll take a timeout. Crusaders on top by a score of 6-0. 5:43 to go. Corner, and he is going to be very, very close.
Boy, who made that tackle?
I don't know.
Bill?
Someone came up very quickly because it looked like Thorne had all kinds of running room. And it's Paul Marook.
That could be a game saver for Catholic Central and a back baker for Big Red if this ball is short of the first down.
Marook was shaken up on the play. He headed off to the sideline.
What you call selling out your body, bud.
Yep. First down by about half of the football.
I tell you, it looked like he had a lot of room to go. I don't know where Marook ever came from in that play. That's what you call really closing as a safety out there and coming up in that running lane. Good coaching there by the Central staff to have their players coming up in the lanes like that, and just a step slow getting there to take away the first down for Big Red. 5:27 to go, Bill, and counting.
First and 10. Handoff Thorne. He's been the workhorse all night long, dragging Joe Bracone across the 35 down to about the 34-yard line. A gain of about 4 on first down. 2nd and 6 for Big Red, but that clock's starting to become a factor at 5:05 left to go in the game.
But Bill, down here in 4-down territory, you picking up 4 yards a crack. You're feeling pretty good if you're sitting in a black jersey right now on this sideline, because the 4-4s used to be 16, so they're going to be okay if they can just keep that average going. Central defense got to come up with a stop right now.
Thorne again on the carry.
Number 51, Bracone.
Yep, he has played a good game as well. Stacked up in the holes. Thorne pushed back. Maybe a loss of a yard, maybe no gain. It all depends on the spot. He didn't pick anything up on that play. It'll bring up third. They gave him about a foot.
Take a look at it right here. All you can do is just see white shirts. He didn't make he made a decision there to go back to the inside like we saw early, where there was an alleyway. This time there was none there. He might have been better off to follow his blockers to the outside. And but you know, you can't create and cause a kid problems out there. Let him react and do what he wants to do.
Cincinnati to pass, looks outside for Black, cuts back to the inside at the 20, and he'll have the first down. Nothing fancy with the pass game, just short passes right now. That's what's working for Big Red.
And you know, the Central defenders out there have got to give a cushion, because he's come up that line of scrimmage there in a sprint look. We take a look at it right here. Cincinnati's going to put the ball in the money. It's running a good old hook pattern to the outside right there. Nice move to the outside, faking out number 82. That was a hard hitter earlier, Lewis, picking up a first down inside the 20, and we have a timeout on the field. There's 3:47 to go, Bill. It's getting interesting. Start biting them nails, bud.
Well, a timeout, and the fans start to come to their feet as they are getting as excited as we are about this one. It has been a great game, back and forth, 6-0. Only one touchdown scored. That was Brandon Ice back in the first half of play. 6-0 ball game. This one, Bill, living up to its billing.
You see an empty seat or a fence, any place you could stand right now? It's not 4 or 5 people deep.
No, it is. No one's leaving this one. One of those ones you will hear about for quite some time.
Yes, this is something that you know, the fans are getting their money's worth, and the kids are playing their hearts out there. And believe me, as they get older, this game will become more and more valuable to them, and they'll remember every play and everything they did on that field right now. And the Central kids over there are just trying to hope somehow, some way they can come up with some stops to keep the Big Red offense out of the end zone, whereas over here in the black shirts, the Big Red players are hoping that the offensive staff upstairs can come up with plays that's going to work for them.
We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with more on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. 6-0 Catholic Central over Big Red. For the week, 6-0 Crusaders on top of Big Red. A 17-play drive that's taken up 7:28. Big Red with the ball, and it's Perlago straight ahead for a couple of yards, diving out. They'll bring up second down and about 8 for Big Red as the clock moves inside of 3:30 to go in the game.
Big Red staff there trying to catch the Central defense, keying on big number 23 there in the backfield, Thorne, and trying to slip the fullback up inside there real quick, Pelago, and they would have no part of it. Put him down there just for a 2-yard gain. Going to bring up second down and 8 now, Bill. 3:18 and moving.
Thorne back in the backfield. I'm looking for Thorne to carry here on 2nd and 8. Handoff, Thorne dances, finds a little room, gets out to about the 15-yard line. Pickup of about 2.5, 3 yards. We'll bring up third down and about, call it a long 6, maybe a short 7.
Dave Heck there for Catholic Central, diving in there and wrapping him up around the ankles, pulling him down on that play.
So Coach, logic would dictate short 7, long 6, about 6.5 yards.
Yes, and Thorne's out of the ball game right now, Bill. So let's see what situational player they've put there in that backfield. Looks like number 22 is coming to the ball game. P.J. Tiberios come in on this 3rd down and 7 call with 2:35 to go for Big Red.
Siciani back to pass, looks downfield, tries to get rid of it, but he is sacked. And Coach, I'll tell you what, that's our first sack of the game, and you know what that means.
That
Kroger
is.
Food and Drug, sack for each sack recorded by either team. Kroger will donate $50 to the Salvation Army. I was about ready to give 50 yards away, but it's $50 to the Salvation Army. That's our first one of the night, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 10 for Big Red as we take another look at it, Coach.
I believe this is going to be a screen pass here to DeBerrio on the bottom side right here, but as he's making his block and slipping off there, he fell to the ground, and the ball just could not get to him. The timing was messed up, and Siciani tried to make a move up inside. He saw it closed, and he still tried to get the ball out there. And
Dave Tuttle with the sack.
Lucky for Big Red, he had enough strength to pull that ball back inside. And now let's see what 10-yard play the staff upstairs here has under charge for Coach Reno to call down as he's listening to his offensive staff upstairs.
Coach,
Bill, this could be the ball game.
This could be the ball game right here. I'll tell you what, someone who's had a great game, and players of the game will be announced, the Red Dollar Scholarship Award winners. But Marcus Thorne, 38 carries, Coach, for 150 yards. Take a look at the
Right
Big Red coaching staff.
There's the brain trust whose responsibility is right now to make the call downstairs to Coach Reno. And right there you're seeing Coach Ferraro.
First year on the sideline.
First year they're having the monkey on his back, buddy. I'll tell you what, that them shoulders are getting a little bit tired right now for the pressure that's posed on them.
4th and 10, Central by 6. In the end zone, and it is incomplete.
Number 82 back there for Catholic Central knocking the ball down was Danny Lewis, and number 24, Paul Maroke. Walked the ball away there from the Jovi Platt. As we'll take a look at it right here, you see Siciani dropping back and just laying the ball here. It was a good old curl and go, build a button hook and go from the old days, and it's a jump ball.
Batted away.
Platt had his hand on it, but just not enough to be able to bring it down. So with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the ball game, Catholic Central takes over on their own 19-yard line.
Well, big job here for Big Red is to come up with the turnover, and a great replay provided by our on-field camera, Glenn Hetherington. Great shots all night long from all of our camera people, but there, the replay really pays off dividends, as you can see how close it was, and right now down in the end zone to Jovi Platt, and it looks like they're bending the toes back, Coach. So I think it might be a cramp situation for DeJovi.
That's good. That's all it is. As you was talking there about him there, we saw a quick look at that sideline over there at Coach Ferraro kneeling down, putting his headset back on. Take a look at him right there. He's lost the ball, had a long time ago. And believe me, right now, that guy, he told me before the game, I said, Coach, you really looked awful relaxed standing here. He said, Ty, you would not believe how my stomach's churning right now. No, and that stomach right now is still churning out there. And that shirt he's wearing right there, folks, we can't quite make it out, but it says no excuses. And believe me, his kids have no excuses for the performance they've put on tonight out here against a Big Red ball club. they've really put on a performance.
You want to talk about frustration. You hold the ball 21 plays, 9 minutes and 5 seconds. You move it 53 yards, and you come up with 0.
Yes. So right now it's the Big Red defense is going to have to rise to the occasion here as we're getting ready to take a break.
We'll take a timeout. Coach will come back with the final 2:10. Find out if Big Red can get the football back or if the Crusaders can hold on to a win. Down carry for the Crusaders straight ahead for maybe a yard or two. Bring up 2nd down and about 8. And coach, it doesn't get any easier for Steubenville Big Red. Next week they go to Boardman.
Oh boy.
That is our game of the week. And there's a look at the head coach for Steubenville Big Red, Reno Suckosh, and he calls his defense over, and I guarantee you he's going to be talking about getting that football out of the hands of the Crusaders. We take a look at the game of the week next week. Big Red and Boardman starts at 11:45 right after Sports Friday, your scores and highlights show. And last week, Coach, believe it or not, we got to 19 games. Where you have a goal, we have a goal. We have to get to 20, but right now our high for the year is 19 games. Not bad.
There was no speeding done by any of our trucks and cars going to this game,
well,
was there?
I can't vouch for any of the photographers. None of them came back with tickets, so I'd have to imagine that they obeyed the speed limit.
I know Sloaney always does. As we take a look right there at the defensive staff out there preaching to the offensive staff for Central out there with Coach Ficaro, Greg right there really encouraging his offensive lineman to come off the ball as the Big Red defense going to be jamming out line of scrimmage. And don't be surprised, Bill, if one of those white shirts can break out line of scrimmage, he's going to have some room to run out there. But the Big Red job right now is to stop it. A short gain and call another timeout with 2 minutes to go.
Claus rolls, backside pressure, and did he take a shot, but he hangs on to the football.
Big Red calling a quick timeout.
That's a sack for a sack, Coach.
1:51, Bill.
Gian Domenico coming in and thumping Benji Claus, and it's our second sack for a sack, so $100 now from Kroger to Salvation Army. Take another look at it here, and he had a clean shot.
Yes, he did, because there was another black shirt down low, Bill, so we can pick up that young man's number and give him credit there. 84 and 62 coming there together to make a hit there. 84 being Ryan Costantini from the outside linebacker spot. Sophomore, 6'1", 180. Going to be a good prospect for Big Red in the future. But right now, their concern is 1:51 ticks on the clock. Oh, boy.
3rd and 15.
I notice you've done the same thing, Bill.
Jackets off.
Jackets off, and you're
sleeves rolled up,
and you're up on the edge of your seat. But I tell you what, there's no leaning back in a game like this. You're up leaning against the window, trying to get a view of what's going on out there. And believe me, no one has left this ball game tonight.
This is a packed house. It is one of the best games and one of the games that everyone looks forward to year in, year out. The city championship in Steubenville. Big Red down 6-0 to the Crusaders. Crusaders trying to hang on. 1:51 to go. Claus back to pass, looking to set up the screen to ISO, and he had some running room, but it goes incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down, and Big Red should get the football back as Central punt it away.
Well, I tell you what, Bill, that is a gutsy call by the staff of Catholic Central to throw the ball there with 1:51. Only run 5 seconds off the clock, and that's as good as a timeout for Big Red. And you know, it's a gutsy call. If it works, hey, you're great. It's like anything, Bill. 2020 hindsight always comes back at you. But right now, let's see if Benji can get the ball deep for Big Red and make him go a long way.
High snap, Claus. They come after the kick. He gets rid of it. And it's a wobbler, and it comes down at the 45-yard line. And, it's loose, but Big Red is going to have it. And every coach on the Big Red staff and all of their fans breathe a collective sigh of relief, because that one was awful dangerous and awful close to being a turnover.
I don't know if Jeff Vag, their number 10 sophomore boy for Big Red, thought
let it roll away.
Well, I don't know if he might have thought he touched the ball, Bill, because he was so close to the daggone thing, and maybe he felt that he had to go get it and not get away from it there. Anyway, Big Red got the ball now with 1:30 and the clock's moving.
Double slot.
49 yards to go for a score.
Handoff Thorne straight up the middle, and he goes for about 5 yards on the play. Clock still running, 1:18 to go.
All right, here comes your preparation work that you do week in, week out, Bill, in that 2-minute offense out there as Big Red's up on the line as Cincinnati's making the play calls.
Plenty of time all day to throw. Goes down the middle, looking for Tiberio, and I think he has it with a completion.
Yes,
it is a catch and a first down.
It's going to be
an unbelievable catch. He went up in a crowd and comes down with it. P.J. Tiberio.
56 seconds to go, Bill. Ball's inside the 10-yard line for Big Red.
Plenty of time now. Clock stops as the chains move. So Big Red, and then now we have an injured player. It looks like an injured Crusader down on the play.
Well, I hope we get to see another look at that. I know with our great crew, Bill, we're probably going to take a look at that play. That ball really was thrown kind of up for grabs, wouldn't you call it?
He waited and waited, had all kinds of time. And one of the Cardinals, since he's playing quarterback, don't throw it late down the middle.
And here it goes.
Take a look at it here. He's got all day long.
But you'll see 2 black shirts, and I believe there was 3 white shirts. And look, we might have had dual possession at first going to the ground. But if there was dual possession, the offense is going to get the ball anyway. But I believe the Big Red boy, Bill, have you picked up that number yet?
To Tiberio, P.J. Tiberio.
All right, number 22, who was lined up at tailback and got moved out to the flanker for that play. And good thing he got moved out there. So if that is a simultaneous catch, that ball does go to the Big Red offense out there, much to the chagrin of the Central fans. But Big Red's in business with 56 seconds to go.
We'll take a timeout. Injured Crusaders still down on the field. We'll come back with more right after this on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. 6-0 Central. Big Red threatening. Brooke, number 24, he was on the coverage on the play when Tiberio came down with it. He is being helped off the field. Big Red down 6-0 to Crusaders. Central trying to hang on. Big Red needs a score to at least force a tie in overtime. 55 seconds to go. Clock now rolling. 1st and goal from the 9. Cincinnati into the end zone for Platt. It's incomplete.
Wow, that ball was thrown in some traffic, Bill. Big Red is just glad to get another down now, that situation. 2nd down and goal from the 9-yard line with 47 seconds to go. And Crispin better off right there throwing that ball nice and high up in that bleacher area down there. Take a look at it right here. And look at the white shirts.
Whew. Well, the one guy that I would imagine is not going to catch the football, at least in the mind of the Crusaders, is DeJovi Platt. They're going to make sure that his hands are wrapped up, but Big Red gets another shot at it. 2nd down and 9, goal to go. Thorne back in the backfield. Cincinnati rolling, backside pressure, and he is taken down, and I think he may have been down. They may call intentional grounding. Oh, that's a tough call. That's a tough call, but he did go down. I don't know, Coach.
We'll take a look at it here, Bill, and see if there's a black shirt within the area of where he's throwing that football. I thought there was.
Well,
we'll take another look at it from this angle here and see if you don't see a black shirt down there, Bill.
You see that lineman right there. I don't know if someone was dragging across the middle, but whew, I'll tell you what.
Well, we got 2 cracks now for Big Red now from the 16-yard line with 41 seconds to go.
3rd and 16.
They can't get a first down, Bill. They got to score.
Cincinnati rolling.
Action.
Looks to the corner for Platt, and it is too far. Up against the fence. It comes down to 4th and goal from the 16-yard line. 34 seconds to go. The Crusader fans believe they may have this one in the bag, but Big Red has one last dangerous shot at it from the 16-yard line.
Here we go, Bill. A lot of bragging rights for the rest of this year and
playoff points. Basically, it's just
this is their season.
Big Red Central.
They love this ball game here in Big Red in Crusader country. 34 seconds to go, folks. Here's the ball game.
4th and 16. 4th and goal from the 16. Big Red down 6.
Crusaders rushing 4, dropping 7-man off.
Platt! Oh, it's incomplete. He had it for a second, but not long enough. Incomplete, and the Crusaders will come up with the ball game.
Oh, my, Bill. That ball was thrown on a line drive right to him, hit him in the hands, and the Crusader defender on his back. And the ball came on loose on the ground. Let's take a look at it here, folks. Nice concentration. Right there,
couldn't bring it into the body.
As he was bringing it down, the Crusader boy was grabbing hold of the waist and pulling him downwards, and the ball just fell to the ground with 27 seconds to go. Crusaders now will just stay in the huddle after they get this first down snap.
We're going to take a look at it
one more
again.
time, Bill. This being such a crucial play.
When he tried to bring it back into his body is when he lost control of it, but he had it in his hands, and it just slipped away.
She goes up. Would have been a heck of a catch, Bill, that ball that high as he brings it down. Oh, right there, you see it coming out. I don't know if that Crusader boy could have got a hand on that ball as he was bringing it home to his belly or not.
Well, Coach, as we get ready for the final 27 seconds, John Henrietta of the Herald Star about ready to move on out of here, but he's left me with one stat to go. 6 times tonight, Big Red inside the central 40-yard line, 4 times inside the 20. I'm going to have to send him a check for the stats. Thanks, John. Well, the clock rolling inside of 20 seconds.
Okay, Bill, real quick, who are you going to go with your players of the game?
Canella, and I'm going to go with Platt.
2 good picks.
No, Marcus Thorne. I'm sorry. Marcus Thorne.
Marcus Thorne, the Steubenville running back there, in for Catholic Central.
Player of the game.
Player of the game, and 2 good friends there shaking hands at midfield, and Catholic Central's come away with a nail-biter. 6-zip, folks. As the Big Red players are making their way down the field toward that celebration in the central end zone to congratulate their opponents tonight on a hard-fought victory. And believe me, those central players are happy as they are as the sadness that's inside the black shirts right now.
Your final 6-0. The celebration has begun for the Crusaders of Steubenville Catholic Central for Big Red. A tough one to walk away from. A tough game. 6-0 the final score. And our players of the game once again, Tony Canella of the Crusaders and Marcus Thorne of Big Red. Thorne rushed for more than 150 yards in tonight's game on more than 38 carries. Here's a look at your players of the game. Tony Canella of Catholic Central, Marcus Thorne of Big Red. A fantastic ball game. Year in, year out, they are all great games. Sacks for the sack. It was, I believe, 2 sacks, Coach, for $100 from the Kroger Food and Drug Company to the Salvation Army. 2 sacks tonight, so that's $100 there. And just a reminder, next week, Big Red has another tough game as they travel up to Boardman. And tonight they come up short by a score of 6-0. The Crusaders, a big win, bouncing back from their loss last week at the hands of Lindsley on this very field.
And what that does, Bill, next week, that makes that Boardman game ultra important now for the Big Red. They've got to come back and be able to bounce back from this heartbreaking defeat at the hands of Catholic Central and get their sights set real quick on a Boardman ball club, who people in that area I've talked to several times tell me is one of the best Boardman ball clubs they've had in many, many years up there.
Well, it is a game everyone looks forward to year in, year out, and it lives up to its billing tonight.
Sure
the
does. City
championship this year goes to Steubenville Central as they win by a score of 6-0 on your Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. I'm Bill Phillips for the coach, Ty Fleming. Good night, everybody.